Good morning everybody, and this is your S&P 500 setups for today. So the levels we were looking at yesterday to bounce off did happen eventually, but it was really a messy day, and at the moment we have the Asian session down right now and falling, but I've said it for a while now, this is a range, and it is a wide volatile range. I suppose scalpers could make quite a bit of money in it, but the trend is very strong. This upward trend is still very, very strong. But we are volatile at the moment, and we are obviously looking for some area where we're going to find our feet. And there are a couple of levels, as we mentioned yesterday. Let's get two of them in. So we did test one of them last week. We rallied, we came back to test the previous break. We did bounce, but we haven't got above this pin bar. And look at the oscillator. It's not looking very interesting for anybody that's looking for longs at the moment. But let's just have a look at the lower time frames. And you can see what I mean by from the 3-hour perspective. We did come back. We did test the structure here at 52.86, and we did bounce off that, but then we've rolled over again. So I'm still of the opinion we're in a range. I'm not convinced that we have any form of downward trend forming just yet, and for as long as we stay above this 150 EMA on the 3-hour, my trend is up. But the interesting thing starts coming in from the hour, because if we look at the hour, we've got a crossover of the faster moving averages. We have dropped back below the 150 EMA, but have a look at how volatile this was yesterday. Big up, big down, big up, big down, big up, big down. And now we're busy with a big down, which is the Asian session big down. So at this moment in time, we need to start bringing in some of the 1-hour structure, and all we're doing is we're just picking up the fractals here. And if you look to the left, you can see lots of support right where we are, and back on the 17th of May you can see how we defended this area between 52.93 and 52.89. It's actually 5300 that we were defending, and at the moment, if I put my cursor on 5300, you can see the 150 EMA is on 5302 at the moment. So that's kind of your line in the sand. So I'm going to add that level in as well. But the thing is, you don't really want to be caught trying to sell down here. Then look at this. You're going to panic, you're going to take a knock, and then next thing is going to come back. So this is just something that we need to wait for. And this is just noise again in the market. We had some of the Fed members hinting that there may be more interest rate hikes. So anyway, it's just political noise as they position their portfolios. And goodness only knows what this was. This was bad noise, and then obviously the buyers come in. So people knowing what's going on, adding to their positions, and then obviously the noise that was created yesterday would have filtered over into the Asian market, which is why we are dropping again. So what do we want to do? 15 minutes is messy. It's really, really messy. Granted, we are below all the moving averages right now, so from a logical perspective, I want to get this level. You can see what I'm doing. There's a zone here, which is, let's put 3 levels in there. So there's a zone of what could be support. You see, we did try find support here, and then we dropped, and then we tried again, and we failed dismally, and we rejected that for a big drop. So, and then we've rejected it again going into the end. So this little zone is 53.13, 53.11, 53.10, 5309.5. So 53.15 area is what's been rejected. You can see there's a nice juicy gap at that point. So for longs, we're going to want to see us get above that zone before we start looking for longs. And unfortunately, from where we are now, that's 100. That's almost 200 points away from us. Now, I definitely would not want to be buying down here. I definitely don't want to be selling down here. So we're either going to come up and reject this 5300 area, which makes a lot of sense. If we do reject it, then you're going to be looking for a move down to roughly where we are now, 5293, 5289, and 5286. I don't see us dropping below that just yet. And this is so typical what happens from an Asian perspective is it looks like we're going to drop, and then all of a sudden it turns and rallies in the opposite direction. But granted, it is short right now, that's what you're looking for. But you want to either be at the gap, you want a rejection of the gap here, or you want this 5300 to be rejected. But just take cognizance of where the moving averages are at the moment. You don't have a complete crossover on the hour. And if you just look at what's happened over the last couple of days, above the moving averages, below the moving averages, above the moving averages, below the moving averages, and below. So that is ranging, it is confusion, it is not something that we actually should be actively looking for a trade. And when you zoom out to the 8th hour, have a look at all those levels now, and that just shows you how strong this area of potential resistance is and this area of potential support. So I would be very, very cautious about shorting at the moment. I'd rather be waiting for the long setup. That's kind of still a consolidation for me. It's still a range. If we start dropping below the lows of last week, then I change my tune, and then we'll be looking for moves down to test each one of these swing highs. But for now, we're ranging, and it's probably going to be wiser just to sit back and wait for this to work itself out before looking for anything. And that basically means second week, last week I got nothing in, and this week Wednesday already, and we still haven't got a trade in. So anyway, I suppose that's how it goes sometimes. My advice is be cautious. Don't just jump in here and expect this thing to rally all fall, because I don't think you're going to get it right. You probably get trapped, or if you're very quick on the button, you may get something out of it. And what I mean by that is on the 5-minute, and you just trade the 5-minute chart. So this short you may have got on the 5-minute, but this long you definitely wouldn't have got. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. It seems to be a common narrative the last week or so, is sit on hands. It is ranging, wait for the range to finish, and then we can look for something. So the beauty about this is you can just use the 1 hour or even the 3 hour and just keep glancing at the charts every now and then just to see what the status is, and then something should start setting in and we should start moving in a direction. Right, I still believe that direction is the upside. I think we've got 5,500 as our upside target at the moment, so that's for the year. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.